Guys, thank you so much for being here today. I think, as I'm sure the guys introduced early on, this is the largest Jade user group conference that we've ever had, which is really exciting. And I suppose it kind of plays on a thing for me, is that in joining Jade, I feel really privileged that I'm joining at a really exciting time in the company's sort of roadmap, history, and in fact in its future. So as John alluded to, I previously ran a company we made medical devices and health informatics software, which sold globally. So we were a leader in that space, but we really struggled around how to get really strong user insights, and particularly because some of the people that we needed to work with and sell our product to didn't really understand that user insights were a useful part of the puzzle. They kind of thought they knew best. And that's where Jade sort of came in, because we were able to say, we need someone with expertise to help us through that. So it wasn't through a traditional creation of a core system for us or anything like that. It wasn't even necessarily around a digital transformation. It was actually around the way Jade goes about working with customers around insights and helping us explore our users in our business. And that helped us to transform a large part of our market. So that was my experience, and I felt that was really an awesome company to work for. So that's why I really took the opportunity when it came up to come on board. Now, so as you heard Henry say before, obviously we've been through the divestiture of logistics halfway through the year, and I think of it, I think of that as being a little bit like this kind of image in my head, and I was trying to explain it yesterday, and the guys did a great job of pulling together this picture. It's like, where did you find a picture like the thing I was describing? I think of Jade over the last sort of 5 or more years, as Jade software, that is, within the total organisation, as being a bit like your favourite rose bush that you've kind of neglected and let this big pine tree grow up beside. Pine trees grow really fast and they want to take over the world, and that's fantastic, but they kind of sour the ground around it and they kind of strip the resources a bit, and they're distracting. They're beautiful but distracting. And now we've been able to move on from and set, if you like, logistics free, and suddenly we've got our rose tree there in front of us, the one that we're actually able to, it's beautiful, we're able to give it all the love and the attention and the focus that it needs. And better than that, we've got an almost 100% shareholder who has a long-term view, who has our core system, has us as part of the core system, which is vital to their operation, and that real sense of stability. And with that, that they themselves have had a record-breaking profit year. So again, a real growth investor, a growth shareholder for us. So it's a really fantastic time for me to be able to come in and join the organisation. But it's really important to recognise that the team over the last few years have done some really wonderful work in building a very strong platform ready for this next stage of our journey. So in the 2017 year, some of you would have been here last year and perhaps heard about where we were going and how we were moving there. The plans that the team put in place and how they acted on those meant that at the end of 2017, we saw a total revenue growth of 23%, which is pretty amazing for what people sometimes think of as a company has been around for 40 plus years, and maybe there's some, maybe something like the Jade system has been around for a long time out of that as well. So, and yet we're growing at 23%. We made our first profit in 5 years, or in at least 5 years, and it was a really good, strong profit that starts to build a really good, strong base for the organisation. So those plans that were put in place, they weren't just kind of one-off things, they are actually growth, ongoing, sustainable plans. And within that, the Jade platform part of the business also grew 8%. So it wasn't just the new things in the digital transformation space, it was every part of the business grew in different ways. So the ways that we saw that growth was really in expanding the use cases of the Jade system. That was part of it. So expanding those use cases in people's core systems, and then augmenting those through either improved user interfaces or user experiences by the addition of novel and value-added digital front ends or apps, and also as we started to move in the late part of the year, looking at how we can do more in terms of creating really useful data insights on the fly as well. So how do we get more predictive with some of that data in there too? So there's been some really great growth right across the business, and I think one of the key things that really struck me coming on board, and I don't think I'd really appreciated. But the key thing that underpins what we do and our strategy going forward is that we really do provide an end-to-end or a value chain approach to our business and to our customers' businesses. So right from the core system through the digital transformation and both internally in an organisation and also externally with our customers' customers. And then through to the managed service side of things. So looking after your core systems, making sure that things are reliable and retrievable. So we have that end-to-end platform in our business, that is our business, and I think that helps us also to be able to relate, I think, quite strongly to many of our customers. You all have a core system that goes all the way through to sort of a front-end provision out to end users, and likely an aftercare facility as well. So we're sort of mirror organisations in many ways. So when we think about our strategy for this 2018 and beyond, then we're saying, well, we recognise our platform is that we have this end-to-end approach with our customers and to our own business. And what we're looking to do is how to just fine-tune that some more to really put our customers, to put you at the centre of all our decisions and discussions and experiences. And actually, it was funny, the last 2 days, we've just, myself and my leadership group have just been off-site working through our first together strategy session. And actually, it was when I just got here and came to the building, I saw first the kind of what looks like an ancient military camp out here, and then you hear the boom as the bird scarers go off, and that's exactly what was around us for the last couple of days. Not so much the military camp, but the booming, same thing. So but that's what the last couple of days we were just working through where have we got to and where are we going in the next part of the journey. And when we look at that, that's what we say, that really making sure that everything we do has you as customers at the centre of our decisions is really key. And that's the ways that we want to improve that experience or build on what we've already done is really in terms of how we help dig into your business more strongly with you around using insights to then help understand how to not just protect the value that you've already got, but also how to create more value and how to create more sort of inspiring experiences for your own people, unlocking the data that they have or unlocking the value that's there, as well as for your end users and their experiences as well. So how do we help you to do that by giving you the tools and helping pair up with you in terms of the insights as well? So it's kind of a core part of the flavour of our strategy going forward. In order to do that, there are a couple of things that we've already done so early on to help organise ourselves towards that. Some of you probably have met Jason Court, who came on as Henry was mentioning before, who came on as our interim CEO from July through to December. He did a fantastic job with the team and did a wonderful job of giving me a luxury entry to the business, which was wonderful. But he's come on board now as our COO, with a remit across our sales, marketing and delivery teams. So he's working with our sales teams, with Caroline and the marketing teams, and with our delivery teams in Christchurch in Australia and here in Auckland and various other places to really start to sharpen up our whole alignment around the customer experience and make sure that we don't have little silos in places and make sure we're really making the most of those connections that we have through into our customers and that we're providing that best experience. So that's creating a very customer-centric delivery team, if you like, and that's what Jason's working on. And then the other piece of the early stage in terms of that creating that clear focus is with John, who of course you've met, and John is starting to pull together a really strong approach around our product roadmaps and the futures and product strategy, and also for supporting technology strategies and roadmaps. So it's an area that we've been not quite so strong in overall as a business, probably strongest in terms of the Jade platform, but every part of the business we want to be much stronger in terms of what our product roadmap is, and by product I mean the service that you experience or the customer experiences that we create. So that the product roadmaps and the technology roadmaps to support that, so that you can have confidence that in 3 years' time, as technology moves along and our understanding of customer experiences moves along, we're there able to help thought lead you with that. We're able to help show you new ways, or introduce you to ideas, or help make something that maybe seems a little bit new and perhaps a little bit challenging, help take away some of that challenge or some of that sort of risk, if you like, that goes with that. So those are kind of the two kind of core pieces of the early stage of our strategy, but fundamentally it's about just working ourselves to become more customer-centric over the next few years. And there'll be various pieces that come out of that that you'll start to see over over this year and then out beyond that. So really that was the key thing for me, was really just to spend a little bit of time explaining where we've come from and where it is that we're going, and what sort of enables us to do that, if you like, both from a shareholder point of view, but also from a leadership group in terms of how we're organising ourselves to kind of centre around yourselves and your experiences. And over the rest of the day, for me, I'm really quite a noob, in fact, a complete noob, to all of the Jade platform. So I'm really looking forward to hearing about your experiences, some of the case studies, some of the work you've done, and catching up, over morning tea and lunch to understand some of those stories better as well. So please bowl on up, and I'll move around. But I'd love to hear what your experiences have been. What are the things you think are really great? What are the things that you kind of hope that we build on in the future as well? So thanks very much for your time.